Oh my god. Holy fuck, that's fast. Oh.
Uh-oh.
I think I'm out of gas.
Need some fuel?
There's smoking up there. I think you popped the hose.
Oh, your fucking tube fell off.
Sure did.
See that again?
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's been about 2 months now since I've done anything. I kind of left you on a cliffhanger there last time we got the car up and running and a little bit of a test drive in the parking lot. And since then, I've done multiple test runs out in the street. And I did get this big, beautiful Bridgeport machine too. And I've just been playing with this mainly the past month and a half. Really been liking it, getting used to it. Kind of like took a little bit of a break from the car. Once I got it running and started, I just kind of turned my attention to this. Yeah, I got this for a steal. Right where I worked, there was a guy moving out of his shop, and he had to get rid of a lot of his machines. And he asked me if I wanted this, so I got this Bridgeport for next to nothing, just a couple $100. And then I invested a little bit. I got a DRO. I came with an auto feed already. I just bought a couple bits and mills and stuff. And I've just been enjoying this thing quite a bit. And yeah, the car runs really good. Having a little bit of issues with the back shocks as far as the coils. I had to go up a spring rate, so I'm at a 250-pound coil now, and then I think I'm gonna bump it up to a 300 just because it was starting to bottom out just a little bit. But besides that, car's been running good. I guess actually what I'm doing here, I'm working on the brakes. I've been meddling with the brakes for quite some time. A lot of testing. Every time I take it for a drive, car runs great, just can't stop that well. And that can be a problem because it accelerates like a bat out of hell. It rips, it absolutely rips, but it's not good if you can't stop at a stop sign. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen the first time I took it on the street, I couldn't even make the left turn, and then the car ended up dying out. I blew a boost pipe off because I didn't have a hose clamp, but I sorted that out quick. But yeah, I've just been like testing the car a bunch, not really making too much videos or anything. A little bit here and there on Instagram, but we're just gonna play on the Bridgeport a little bit. Yeah, as far as the brakes, I ended up, I think I wanna be right there. The master cylinders for the Willwood brake assembly, I had a 0.81 master cylinders, and it's like rock solid. I couldn't just get the pressure I needed to stop. It's like I'd be mashing on the brakes, and I wasn't really stopping. And my buddy Matt from Skidmark's Garage, he gave me the opinion to go down a size, like a 0.75 or a 0.625 master cylinder, which is a great idea. It'll give you more like pressure to push in on your pedal, which will help you stop. But by the time he gave me that opinion, I already started going a different route. I've decided to put a brake booster in the car. In fact, it's a remote brake booster. I'll show you here in a little bit. But I'm hoping that will work, but I gotta finish what I'm doing here. I started doing a new bracket for the hydraulic e-brake. Just a little bit of a tweaking here, and then I'll get the car back together and hopefully get to test these brakes out for a fourth time. Because I need to be able to stop, and I wanna be able to stop comfortably. If I have to mash on the brakes, that's no good. I don't want a car like that. But yeah, let me set you up here. I'm just gonna do a little bit of milling right here. I did my 3 sides already. I just need to fix this side. I cut it with the angle grinder because it saves a lot of time, and then I go back and do a finish pass with the cutter here, and it seems to save a lot of time. I'm just doing a couple final passes over it just to smooth it out. Get this back to 0, do one more pass. Definitely eats it on the steel for sure. The aluminum, it cuts right through it. The steel gets a little hot. Maybe my RPMs could be a little off. I don't really know yet. All right, so my idea here is to cut off this chunk. I'm gonna need this chunk. And here's my old hydraulic e-brake handle that I made a long time ago. I did clean it. It's kind of funky looking, but just bear with me here. But basically, the way I had it connected before, I didn't like it. But basically, I need to have this going through here. And my pivot point's gonna be up here still where this bearing is. But I just need to make enough clearance for this. It's only a 1/2 inch. I used an end mill to plunge cut. It's not the cleanest finish, but I think it's gonna do the job. I just needed more free play with this swing. The way I had it before, I don't even have a clip of it. It's in an old video. But this is gonna be an upgrade. It should help out. All right, next I need to get this removed and then clean up that as well. It's not critical that these look nice and rounded, but I might do that if I'm feeling a little itchy. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, let me chop this off right here real quick and then we'll flush that out. All right, I got my end here chopped off. I just did it quick with the end grain. I'm just gonna clamp it in here and just give it like a nice smooth finish before we weld on the attachment. I can't really clamp it in the middle, but I clamp it kind of the side. I don't know if I mentioned, but the Bridgeport did come with an auto feed here, and it has like, I don't know, 20 different gear ratios. It's crazy. It's got a high and low plus 5 different gears that you can go high and low in, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, just on the X table it has an auto feed. I want to get an auto feed for the Z, well the knee for the Z. We'll figure that out, because cranking this thing up and down is a pain in the ass. Gets old quick. That's all I want to do it. And now we just got to clean up the edges with a file, and then we're good. This really doesn't have to be pretty. You'll never see this thing anyways, but I think I just really enjoy this. I really enjoy this machine, so frig it, why not? All right, that should get me like in the ballpark anyways of where I need to be. All right, pre-drill a hole in the center here. I think that's gonna relieve it for this end mill anyways. We'll give it a shot here. This is not how you use an end mill, but I don't have a 3/4 inch drill bit, and I think sometimes this can work. in this case, it doesn't really want to work. That's all I really needed anyway to mark there, because I want to get this next piece welded on. I want this as centered as possible, and that will give me like a reference anyways. And it's still nice and sharp. It just doesn't want to like, not really made for drilling, more or less for milling. Despite the rotary table and dividing head, these are also two awesome pieces I got with the machinery, which is freaking, I can't wait to use this stuff. I did use the dividing head a little bit here and there, and it's cool because you can make like these little gear things. Kind of cool. Stuff like that. I didn't even mean for that to happen. That just kind of happened. But you can do like weird like gear stuff too with this. Pretty neat. Anyways, here's that bracket, the little hole I tried to freaking cut, but I couldn't make it happen with the end mill. But I have this ratchet piece welded to a piece of 304 stainless tubing, and basically just need to weld to the center of this, because this is where that connects on the inside of where the hydro e-brake is, the master cylinder. I just kind of snip. It's a quick connect. It makes it nice and easy to take it apart and reassemble. But anyways, just need to get this welded here. It doesn't really matter what orientation this is in, because on the other side it's the threaded piece and it can spin it. And this is going to just kind of bolt up like that. So when this pivots, it's going to push this forward, but I needed this adjustment here. The old style I had some movement but not enough play. I think this is going to give me the movement that I need when it's in the car. So let me just get this welded up real quick. I'm just going to TIG weld it, and then yeah, we'll see how it fits. All right, let's see if I can get this back together. Kind of forget, it's been a little bit since it's been apart now. But I think I left all my pieces somewhere right here. Oh yeah, okay, I see. And this does have a bearing inside here. You need to kind of recess these little brass fittings so they recess right in there. And they snug up pretty good when they're fully cranked. Still got free movement of the handle. Not your typical cheap eBay e-brake handle. When you pull it, it's got side to side slop. This has like virtually no side to side. It's hard, you just gotta take my word for it, but yeah, it's just back and forth, no side to side. Nice. All right, so now this guy's just gonna kind of go right here. I need to get a nut and bolt for this. I'm not gonna go nuts with the brass stuff right here. I just wanna get this going quick, but that for some reason wants to thread in, but whatever. Yeah, it's pretty good. A nylon nut would probably be better in this case. And maybe some of those like thin plastic wafer washers on the inside. I'm gonna give it a little more tight crank here. I think it'll just kind of work its way in. Maybe not. I know what I need to do, but I'm not gonna do it. I could put like a little pin that's a smidge bigger inside this handle here and open this up a little bit more so when I crank it, it is tight what it is. But I think that'll do the thing. All right, cool. I think that's gonna do it. Again, I don't have what this looked like before, but I do like this style much better. I could go back later on and fill in these holes with weld in the handle, which I probably do in post, and then just flush them down again, just to put some meat back in there, but I think it'll be all right. Yeah, there's not like a whole lot of play with this. In fact, maybe the leverage could be, the lever could be a little longer. You'd probably get more leverage to pull it. I just don't think I'm gonna be able to pull it hard enough to lock up the rear end if I wanna do some skids, which I'd like to, just to mess around in the streets and see what it can do, just to have a little bit of fun here and there as I went through the trouble to install this whole thing anyways. I mean, it looks really cool. I like it, it's not really in the way, but yeah, we'll see how it does. And if I can't get it to work as I like, I'll try swapping out for a different master cylinder with a smaller bore and see if that helps in any way. I did have to chop it and move it back and turn it ever so slightly, maybe 10-15 degrees. I ended up just chopping off these brackets here, and I made new ones out of 1/4 inch aluminum here, and just ran new beads. I just had to like tilt this a little bit counterclockwise, just so it would line up with the master cylinder a little better, because it was a little cocked, and I think it could be an issue down the road. And I also think I might need a different master cylinder as well. This is a 0.75 bore, and it's almost, there's not like a whole lot, like it pumps and sticks, but I think I'm gonna lose a little bit of pressure. I might want to go down to like a 625 master cylinder, as I don't think I can pull it hard enough to engage the brakes fully to lock up the rear end. If I'm gonna be doing any skids at all, I don't even know. But I'd like it to work since I went through the trouble of making it all years ago. But when I get it back on the road, I'll give it a test run, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to pull this hard enough to lock up the rear end. I think I need a smaller master cylinder. A good buddy of mine over at Skidmore's Garage, I'm sure you guys know him, Matthew. He does outstanding cage work, crazy, and he's been helping me a little bit with the whole braking thing. He's like, you gotta go down to a small master cylinder size. You keep running those high ones. Like I had a 0.81 master cylinder for the brakes, and it would stop instant. I mean, like there wasn't like a lot of pedal travel, but that's not always the best case. You kind of want to get a smaller cylinder if you're running manual brakes, and I did not really know that going into this because I'm not a brake expert, but I have already ran a remote booster at that point, and I appreciate the info 100%. I wish I would have knew that before I went through the trouble, because I would have just swapped out different master cylinders before I opted for a remote brake booster. But yeah, we'll just see how this goes. Kind of hard to see here, but there is a proportioning valve and a line lock, just mainly for the back brake, so I can fine tune the back braking, which, you know, isn't a bad idea. I want to not work at all. I don't want to lock up fully either. I want to stop as it should. I ran some brake lines and I had trouble again bleeding them. I had a few small leaks, but I think right now it's leak free at the moment. But as you can see, it's kind of in the same spot, which it is. I do got my pressure here, which is good. My clutch here. And I don't know if you notice, you can see my foot hitting the side a little bit. It doesn't really bother me per se, so it'd be funky for someone else to drive this car, but it's not that bad. I did end up putting a block behind this maybe a year or two ago actually, but that was mainly just for the foot hitting there. It only just squeaks just a little bit, but there's nothing else I can do. If I cut back this metal here, it's going to interfere with the tire when I turn the wheel. So it's kind of where it has to be. So the line lock works off a electric solenoid, and I had to install a button, so I kind of opted out doing another one of these buttons here. In fact, it's going to be this one here. Actually, let me turn the key on here, we'll see. So obviously you can push the brake, turn the rear down. You can push the brake down and then push the button here, and it's going to install the solenoid to lock the line. And then when you just want to unlock the line, you can just simply let it off like that. Not really much explanation there. It's just a button just to lock the line. Pretty simple, but I figured that'd be the best spot for it, and it matches these other buttons here too. Oh, and also I ended up getting a new AFR gauge. I got this AM style one. These ones seem to be more accurate than, well, in my opinion, they're the most accurate ones you can get budget wise. They run around 180 bucks, 200 bucks. And comes with a new like Bosch O2 sensor and everything. It's just pretty simple install, but I had an old Innovate one and I didn't really like it. It just kind of, I don't think it read accurate, to be honest with you. I think it was just all over the place. And everyone just kept telling me to get an AM one, which is what I run in the other car, but the Innovate one is a little more inexpensive. As far as AFR gauges, just go with an AM one. Seems to be right in a healthy spot there, right under 14. I think your average one would be 14.7, but it runs right under 14. Being a turbo car, that's kind of what you want. You want to run a little more rich and rather than lean. You don't want to burn any pistons up or anything like that. On a side note, I did manage to install some mini mirrors as well, and they came out pretty good. I'm happy with that. Fitment on point. Got them on both doors here. I'm on that door too. Now it looks weird because it's right on the crease, but I'm pretty sure that's where it sits because that black plastic piece has a bevel or a chamfer on it, and it just seems like it needs to fit that curve of the door. So it's kind of, you can see it's kind of like right on the crease here, but it fits like tight to the door all around. So I'm pretty sure that's where it's got to sit, half on this side and half on that as well. I did it on both doors, and seems good to me. And now that I ditched one of the master cylinders, I now only am using 2 of these reservoirs. So one of them is just going to be empty at this point. Maybe I'll figure out another use for it, but for now, this one's full and this one's full. And this middle one here is empty. But I still want to keep the look of the 3, so I'm going to keep them there. I'm not going to get rid of it. So I basically think I got you guys up to speed as to where I've been these past couple months here. Mainly working on the braking system. I've been taking it in and out of the shop, doing a couple rips up and down the road here. I got the Bridgeport machine, so I've been fiddling with that quite a bit, doing little upgrades to that, getting some tooling, playing with different metals, different options like that. All right, let's get this thing outside and do some driving.